Hello, guys. I am here. So, I've been having some issues before I start. I make sure that working in order to make this work, something keeps crashing. So, might be like the website crashing and stuff like that, as if the old ways, the old ways are coming back again because that's what happens. So, how's everyone? And, I do believe it's time to tell people that, if they got concerned so much about psychics, they're going to have to be, or tarot readers, then we all are going to have to be concerned about those who get to know the fates and become, they do not conduct their ways. Let me just move this. They don't conduct their ways of doing what they're doing professionally. And it doesn't only when I say professionally, it doesn't stop to just like, oh, how you look like and how you talk. It's more like, what are you doing with the tools? What's your agenda and motives? And you need to know what you're doing properly, and you shouldn't be crossing the line and you be out here saying things in a certain way. uh it comes across like you want to do something. Okay, you want to do something, and we all know as a collective and as well a very gifted person that you are planning on something. So this is what they have to understand, is that we know that that they are doing this. So how are you going to combat with that? You cannot combat with something and someone that knows already that you're trying to be in the way, and you know something. I don't know what it is that these other rivals know what they know, but I know what they know. And they can try and do the facade all they want, but I know what they know. And if they do not know, they will know sooner or later. And that's the part where they're going to get so shocked about it, as how I said in the Twitter X. Um, and that's where I'm going to go to right after I'm done with this. I'm not going to do this for too long, but I'm going to be saying be careful. They know your fates. So when you do go to a psychic reader, make sure that the psychic reader is responding accordingly to how what you want to know. And you will feel it. Just me as telling, as someone that, me, as myself, I have tested other readers. I will know the reader is not telling me the truth, or the reader is not gifted. The reader cannot see past something. So this is when we have to be careful. Okay. You're going to have to know, is the reader gifted? And if they are holding back some things, or if they're just not gifted at all, and they're just stringing you along to make you think that they know and they're gifted when they're not. And I have, did my part, tested a whole bunch that is out here, and included, the ones that are like in businesses. I come across ones that knows what they're saying, doesn't know what they're saying exactly. Um, I will know which one is gifted. And to those, it's really sad to know that no one will know. No one will be in my shoes like that. If people think they know and they can be in my shoes like that to know if another psychic or a reader or a tarot reader is gifted or not, they shouldn't be angry with that. They should be, listen, what I know about people being angry right now, especially those who truly wanted to be, just like me, and they're angry that they're not like me. And I'm like, see, you're angry, but at the same time, those who are angry with me, they betrayed me. They went to legit ones and got the answers. And now they want to try to get the get back and the revenge of something that they should swallow on it. That now you just went against someone that can just go around and get to know if someone is gifted or not. If someone says it or not, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care how angry people are getting with that. And it's like, well, there's people gifted, and we have to understand we shouldn't be getting angry to those who are gifted. Okay. We shouldn't be um, going against, because that's the biggest mistake ever, is going against someone gifted, because you don't know what that's going to happen over there about, or about myself. People think they know what's going to happen in my life when they don't know. I say, no, you're just going around with the get back and the revenge that you know what's going to happen to my life. Not really. Or that these people who are trying to get to do the get back. Yeah, and stay away from those who have narrative cards. And what does that mean? It means that they are already written narratives on the cards. It's as if they don't know how to stay, like, there's something about that, as what I'm seeing, that they have the narrative cards is because they want to keep a certain narrative in the reading, and we shouldn't be doing this. No one should do that. That means we're not getting predictions, we're not getting anything. But a person and peoples that wants to control the narrative and not go anywhere else other than that narrative that they wrote down on the cards. It's like blank cards that they create themselves, or bought blank cards and written down narratives on it. There should not be, because that's not going to last. That narrative isn't going to last. Narratives comes and goes. And this is what they think, because it's like, well, if the narrative actually is over, then they will like toss it to the trash or something. And I'm like, well, I don't think that's being tossed to the trash at all. I think it's being kept for long periods of time. Like they would be saying, "Oh, give me a narrative like according to what I wrote down, like what they wrote down though." And that's what they're thinking in their minds. Let me just go and get narrative. Like no, they should understand what this is all about, okay? That right now we're undergoing a spiritual journey, and they somehow possibly have their own, right? But then it's like they kind of get lost because they're in this energy of like, I want to be in that too. Like I want to be in that journey as well. Why am I not in that journey? And it's like, well, this is where everyone's, and with the whole parts of like spirituality, um they I don't know, I don't understand. The thing is, things change, people have different journeys to go to, and everyone thinks everyone. And this is what they used to think like years ago. Let's just say 2 years, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Everyone used to think that, oh, we're all on the same journey when we're not. No, we're not. It's almost like saying, okay, you start something with a group of friends, and then when time moves on, friends start to come out of that group, and there's people in the group that doesn't want that to happen. Uh, but the thing is, it should happen. They should leave the group. They don't stay in the group because they have their own path to go to and where they're going to have to go to. And there's some, very, you know, people are going to have to face their, I'm having a sense this is like childhood fears of losing friends, of like, they always had it before, but then why does it have to be different now, or something like that. They're going to have to face that right there. They're also going to have to face not just friends, but families going going away and passing away and everything. And they're going to have to face that one way or another. And then they're going to have to move on with their life, be independent, just the same as how their parents were independent, and how their own parents passed away, and they have to live with the moving on and being with one's own children and moving on that way. And some people never think this way, and I'm like, well, this is why we create kids. This is why we get babies and have babies, because we know our parents are not going to stay around for long. So we're just going to have to keep on going with our journey. Now, some people have a problem separating with that situation, because it seems like they're always talking about family lately, and I don't know why. Um, Now, family and friends, yeah, you can say that, but then we actually see how you actually react when that happens. It is not a good reaction, because we get to see what happens in their lives, and when things change. The same as when something happens to my life and when it changes for me. if there is any like conflicts and anything, I will talk about it, but that's not going to happen forever. It's going to change up. Um, if someone really wanted me to have conflict for so long because I'm not with the person anymore, well, it's not happening anymore. And I'm just here trying to say it is over. Um, my ex, like seriously, my ex is going to be having whatever karma is going to happen to him according to how he went about his life in the past 10 years, which is not so great because there's always a life review every 10 years. What did you do lately? Are you actually keeping up with things? Are you in the right path? Everything. Because when someone wants to say life review, you know what I mean, and use that to their benefit, I'm like, life review? Oh, trust me, we had so many life reviews in the past 10 years or more than that life reviews. I don't know why people want to bring that in and talk like this and talk like that. And I say, well, we know what certain words mean. And it's just, it gets me is when people don't understand the words and what those types of words mean. And I'm like, well, I know what it means, but it's not like how you're saying it with about that word that you're saying. You know what I mean? And then it gets like a little competition over there like that. And I'm like, because of words, that's it, of how they're using the words, like in the titles. You know what I mean? So I think I'm gonna go right now. I'm gonna go straight to Twitter X, and I'm gonna start to do a reading over there. I'm not gonna do a reading here because I find Twitter X with the audio sounds much better than what I'm doing over here. So yeah, all I have to say is be careful. I know this was gonna be like a 20-minute video live stream, um, because I'm gonna have to keep it up what of the things I need to tell people before I move on to my life to what I'm not going to have as much time as how I used to do readings because I'm going for what I need to do in real life because it's meant to be anyways. Um and that's when everyone's gonna start to be like, what did we do? We had her, you know what I mean? Like trying to say we had her in the palm of our hands, and then she slips. She's out there, and now we don't know anything without even looking like without even looking like people who are just like curious about what I have to say now, what do I know, without looking like that they're going to be coming to me in person, and it's like, well, mm, that's going to be like some other thing over there of like coming to me because I know something they don't know or something, but I'm like, well, what do you want to know? Because I'm really cautious of why you want to know anything about my life, anything to do with me. I'm like, well, that's on me, not on you. Sorry that it's very, very, people think right now what people are thinking, and it's funny how don't fall also for when everyone's going on around saying they're psychic as well. Like everyone's psychic, everybody's psychic. I'm like, Please take that as a joke. Not everyone's psychic, okay? Um, this is what's happening in their minds because they're seeing the huge, numbers of people who read cards online, and then they think it's like, oh my God, I guess I think anyone can be psychic, when that's not the case. You're just seeing people that wants to be me, and I'm just a dime a dozen here, and everyone wanted to follow me. And sad to say, but it is how it's going to be. It's like we have to all accept that I have to go to my life purpose now, what I need to do in reality, go back to normal, go back to reality. I'm not always the spiritual person that will be just in the spiritual world or the spiritual community. Some people are going to have to understand that people like us walk around them. They're going to have to look around and really be very cautious, thinking that if someone is psychic, if someone does read minds and read minds, feel energy, um, people are going to have to look around. They're going to have to do that. Um, it's not always going to be presented in their faces over here on social media all the time, of like, look at me, I can know this, that, and the other. When, yeah, we can do that, but it's not going to be for long periods of time, because some people do come in and ruin the whole thing because they don't want that, but then they start to regret that, because soon they're going to really be like in their heads. they're going to start they're going to be in their heads wondering like, oh my God, did I lose someone's trust? And then when you lose that trust, just like any relationship, just like let's just say, if someone loved, or everyone loved working with me or collaborating with me or getting to know me in my business, and this was a business relationship type thing of getting to know me, and then when that shit messes up, then they're going to understand that they shouldn't have messed with the trust, and they will never get what they want to get. But the thing is, I know they're not to be trusted. I know they are betrayers. I know about them. And these are the type of people that was possibly back in the day plotting. You know what I mean? These were people back in the day plotting secretly and making a lot of people just wonder what is going on, because you know why? Um, no one was into spirituality like that. No one at those times believed in psychics and believed in people who read minds. No one did. Everyone was just living their life normally and thinking that we're all just human beings living a human life, when there is plenty out there that can go beyond that. And I'm just here trying to say, some people, lost the trust, most likely mine. They're starting to lose my trust the more they don't watch what they say, the more that they don't think before they start to use the same things as how I use. Because I know how I use my decks of cards. I already know how to use everything, and you know, they should understand that I will always know, and I will not be swayed or lost or something, because that's what they want me to do, because they know something. I'm like, you know something, that's why you're doing that. And that's not going to give uh more of an open door to me. I don't know what how they think. They think kind of stupid. They don't think properly here. The more they think, the more they go the opposite, the more that I'm gonna think just like them or something. And I'm like, no, um, I will still not think like them, because that's not, my who I am. I will not be thinking like them, because I would never be doing that. And that's what these people want everyone to think this. Like, oh yes, we're like, you know what I mean? No, no, no. You're not controlling me. You think that you're controlling me to slow down what I'm doing, but it's even worse for them, because they're gonna start to think, oh no, we made someone slip out of our hands that had all the answers. And it's like, but yeah, they'll think that later on, but right now they're just all in their ego thinking that they have everything or whatever. And it's like, no, you have no answers. And then later on, they're going to realize she had it all. And sad case to know, that's how it's going to go. And it might get dangerous this way, just saying. And people know about this. It'll get dangerous to a point that when you lose my trust and people start to think in a certain way. I don't know. There's something here I'm seeing, and there's just stuff here. Like, I don't know why there's like, how do I just take this out? I don't know. I don't know how I would be taking that out, but I really don't like how the comments are going here. I don't like how StreamYard is doing that thing here with the comment. Like, there's like a sign that covers the whole goddamn comment. I don't know how to like remove that shit. Um, but anyways, I am not gonna stay here for long. Um, so like I said, they think they have everything when they don't. They want to act like and have this facade like, no, you don't have anything. When I do, and they know I do, and it's a really ridiculous facade. It's like the competition of the facades to pretend, and then they're gonna realize later after, oh, she slipped out of her hands, and it's like, well, I think that's what's meant to happen. I don't even know why they keep on talking about exes. That's not exes they're talking about. They're in their readings. They're talking about how they lost a really gifted person in the spiritual community, and all of them just followed. Yeah, that's the case. And whoever commented here, whatever with that, I already know it's, you know, trolls doing whatever. But people gonna have to understand they're gonna be dealing with trolls very soon. Uh, and you know what I mean. Or it's something else, you know what I mean? I'm sure they're gonna start to think it's like, what is that? Who is that? And I'm like, yeah, don't even go there. Don't even go there. People going crazy about things. Anyways, I'm gonna go now. I'll see you.